And see, I guess what's part of the hard part of this discussion is the fact that we honestly were missing a small chunk of the puzzle here. Well, what part is that, T-Rex? Well, I tell you what part it is. That's the girl in the situation. How many times have we seen similar scandals, similar issues, whether it's with a politician and a young, it doesn't matter. Church, government, situations, we've seen it a dozen times in a dozen different scenarios. But what's interesting in this particular scenario is that the young lady that he had this affair with, that he had this relationship with, has been virtually out of the public spotlight during this whole thing. You don't hear hardly anything about her. Now, would I expect the press or media to get out, dish out her name? I don't know. I would think any other time, certainly, right? How many of us know Monica Lewinsky? Okay? Come on. We know the names of these victims. And I'm not trying to say that so that we can harass the victim. No, no, no. I honestly would like to know what exactly is going on in her head. Because if you look at the Catholic church abuse scandals, you hear a lot of how the victims feel about the situation. You know, how their lives were destroyed, their trust was shattered, their faith destroyed, and all this, that, and the other. You don't hear this young lady's standpoint about this relationship with former Pastor Schaap. You don't hear it. Where was she cool about the whole thing? I really wonder if she was. Maybe she was cool with it. Maybe she wasn't. I guess we can go from two different angles. I mean, we can go from the angle that maybe he threatened her. Maybe he scared her and said that if she were to go to the police or any kind of authorities that he'd kill her. Or kill her family or something along those lines. That's a possibility. Certainly. But on the other side of that argument, the phone lines are already buzzing. I knew you guys would chime in on this one. And again, I'm not going to bash you for your opinions. I want your opinions. I want your feedback. So the callers on the lines, hang in there one more second and I'll get right to you. Again, so either she was kind of threatened by this guy not to come forward or not to say anything really much, or she was cool about the whole thing. She consented. She was fine with it. She knew what she was doing. And she doesn't have a problem with it. Now, her mom and dad may have a problem with it. Her family may have a problem with it. And rightfully so. But it's interesting that you don't hear in these recent stories about this whole scandal, you don't hear anything about the victim. Other than just, well, we grieve for the victim's family. We were sorry for the victim. We're sorry for the victim's family. Well, what does she have to say for herself? Does she feel victimized? Or is she going to start sending him letters in jail telling him that she still loves him? That's what I'd like to know. 219-845-1100, try and jump on some of these calls. Hello, caller, you're on WJLB.
T-Rex, yeah, I talked to you before.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Yeah, I'm Steve from Hobart.
Oh, hey, Steve, how's it going?
T-Rex, first of all, you got to understand.
What's up, brother?
That anybody with flesh are sinners. We're all sinners. All men are sinners. Anybody
Absolutely.
with flesh is sinner. The Pope is a sinner. Everybody's a sinner. That's why the Father gave His Son, Jesus Christ, to forgive us. We're all sinners. And He realizes He's a sinner.
Sure.
He did wrong.
Yeah,
he
he
wrong,
does.
T-Rex. There's no doubt about it. He's going to go to jail. And I believe he's already forgiven.
It seems that way.
Well, I really believe that the Lord forgave him. He asked him for forgiveness to the Lord. I'm not a Baptist.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, his name is Schaap.
Oh, Schaap. Sorry. Thank you for that, sir.
Not like Skip, but a Schaap.
Ah,
okay.
I gotcha.
But
Thank you.
anyways, you got to understand that everybody, all mankind are sinners.
Mm-hmm.
It started originally in Eden.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just, we're all sinners. That's it. You know, we cannot help ourselves. And it's just, something happens. There's temptation all the time.
Oh, sure. I understand that.
Christ was tempted for 40 days and 40 nights.
Mm-hmm.
And you try and live like Jesus, Nobody can.
No.
Nobody can. And we're all sinners. That's all there is to it. And you, son, sinned. I sinned. And I think the girl, for the reason of shutting up, it's probably puppy love. She's infatuated with this man.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, Steve. I really do, because you read all these articles, you hear it on the news, you don't hear anything about her.
No,
you don't hear her.
17, right?
Yeah, she's underage, but I mean nothing. No kind of release from the family, even like well, the family says that she's very upset. You don't hear any of that.
No, I don't blame the family for not coming out like this. If it was my daughter, I'd have to keep it shut, quiet.
Sure. Well, I can understand that.
Quiet. But, it's just, I want everybody to understand that he realized that he did wrong, and that's why he pled guilty. Why should he argue? Why should he try and sideline the issue? I don't go to that church. I go to the Lutheran church.
Right.
And I'm a Christian myself.
Yes, sir.
And things happen to people that there's no doubt about it. We're not strong enough to resist the devil. This man wasn't strong enough either, even though he was a pastor. That's it. That's all there is to it. I mean, he did wrong. He's going to take his lumps, and I really respect him for this.
10-4,
Steve.
Steve.
I hope she remains anonymous, and he's pleading guilty right now. He has in a federal court. You have to plead before you go to court.
Oh, okay, right on.
If you're going to make a plea agreement, you have to go make that before you even go to court.
Right.
And he realized he did wrong. I mean, he's going to repent from this. I hope.
I hope so too.
But like I say, he's a man, T-Rex.
You got it, brother.
And so are you.
That's right. Thank you,
and
brother.
I am too.
Thanks for that input, Steve. I appreciate it, my friend.
Thank you very much.
You keep it easy out there in Hobart. Well, no, I totally understand Steve's perspective. Absolutely. Of course. We're all human. I understand that exact perspective. And we all have our issues and our inner demons, if you will, and all that kind of stuff. I understand. But it's interesting to me, and I think me and Steve had a mind meld there. I think that this girl, and Steve may be right. Maybe the mom and dad are telling her, you know what, we don't really need to go in the public eye about this. We don't really got to say anything to anybody. It's no one's business. It's already out there. He's going to do the crime. He's doing his time. Don't worry about it. But honestly, the more they kind of keep her away from it or don't really mention anything about her, the more I'm inclined to suspect that she is infatuated with this guy. That it wasn't, dare say, rape. That it was indeed consensual. Not that they ever said it was rape. It never was considered rape. Let's go to this caller. Hello, caller. You're on WJOB. Who's this?
How you doing, T-Rex? This is Gloria.
Gloria, how you doing, girl?
I think both of them should be sitting in the chair.
Don't you think?
She's 17 years old. At 12, she's in the church.
Mm-hmm.
All them good things they say. And she knew the man was married. That's the first thing.
Yep, there's no secret about that.
That's right. It was no secret because wife was probably up on the stage doing her little prayer.
Oh, don't forget it. Yeah, you're probably right.
And she's 17. At 15, 16, 17, these young ladies have a whole lot of sense. And how many more of them in that church? So that's why they're rushing it through, and you don't know if she's paid off. So I feel she's just as guilty as he.
Sure.
Just as guilty as he. Because if I had a daughter, which I have daughters.
Yes, you do.
And they was going, you're married, and, you're older, and you know that they know you're married, and I'm out with you, and the thing breaks. They got enough sense, they know.
Mm-hmm.
What's the need of her going to church? If she's going to look at, what is that part in the Bible? Because, I'm not all about, something covered other people's property.
Yeah, right. I'm with you.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She ain't the little sweet lollipop. She went across that line.
Yeah,
You're
right about
that. How many
that.
more?
But, it's like I said, Gloria, you know as well as I do, because you watch the news and you hear it too, with all these kind of similar scandals with the victims, they're always out there voicing it. Yes, I was abused, and he took advantage of me, and this, that, and the other.
But they didn't, because he didn't have, and how many more? And that's not the first time I've heard problems about things happening with that
Oh,
church.
no. They have their own checkered past. You're absolutely correct.
You go in deprived areas and take these, and maybe there was a competition. Well, he's my, like when you're in school, you want to be the football player's lady.
Right.
So the point is that it's not infatuation. She knew exactly. Girls get married in the olden days 16, 17 years old.
Right, of course.
16 years old is like a 30-year-old woman nowadays.
Yeah, pretty much.
And is she pregnant?
Don't know that for yet, but you know what? I wouldn't pass that angle up.
Right. So I feel, in my mind, and this is Gloria Lynn's opinion.
You got it.
They just paid the family off to shut up and can hush that up before others come up. That's just my thing.
Yeah.
So you have a good day.
All right, Gloria. Thank you for calling. All right. No, it's a very, very interesting point that she brings up. But I honestly would like to get a little bit more to the story than just listening to our good old Jack give me his 2 cents worth. I want to hear her.